close to the property, and whatever, if there's any mineral there, gas, they can pump it out of the ground and it's theirs. But I just said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lease to you. I don't want you here. And they have literally harassed people down the road here, all these properties down the road, to death about going in and doing the seismic studies. I never saw it happen, so I don't know if they have or not. But that's kind of long and short of it. And you know, both places, the first guy that leased them and the second and the third one have always come in and threatened you, bullied you. I mean, I don't put up with that. But you just tell them no, just believe. I'm not going to listen to you. They just leave. But they certainly will try. But my biggest concern now, we've been talking about, is this a shallow aquifer up here where a lot of a third of my irrigation water for me and my neighbor comes out of these little springs that just bubbles up out of the ground, and they're going to drill right basically into those. And the question now is, if they frack or whatever, is it going to redirect that water somewhere else? Is it going to contaminate it or what? That's been a real issue, and we've been waiting for the BLM to say what they think. Haven't heard a word. We've had meetings with the county commissioners. The neighbor down the road usually doesn't get involved, but he did this time because he's a big-time cattleman, and he doesn't want to drill up here because he's afraid of the same thing. He asked me if I don't want him to drill at all, and I didn't say that. I prefer they didn't drill anywhere, but I said, no, if they leave the water alone, they can drill, but stay away from it. Just move that rig away. But each pad's going to have, is it 9 or 12?
Well, there's 108 across 12 pads, so I think it's like,
I can't remember, it's 9.
I think it's like 9 to 10 on each pad.
And you have no idea which direction they're drilling. Even if they say we won't drill that way, you have no way. I mean, and who's going to inspect what they're doing? You know, it's like the history seems to be that they kind of have a free hand. I don't think that the BLM is really very keen on making sure that those are inspected. Maybe they are. I could be talking out of turn, but
no, you're pretty much right on that one.
You know, there's nobody to be the watchdog up there to see that they don't do things. And so that now is my concern, is about my irrigation water, and I have a 75-gallon minute well, pretty good sized well out here, that is from that aquifer up there. I don't want to contaminate it with benzene or whatever else poison they're going to put in the ground, because they're telling the public, they pump it all out. Well, that is not true. That is not true. And that shale is fractured a million different directions. You can't get that all out, and you don't know where it goes. You don't know where it's going to end up at. And you don't know what it's going to get into, or what a drill bit's going to do if it hits a head of water and that head of water goes that way instead of coming this way. And they bear no responsibility for that. They consider that an act of God, I guess, when you listen to them. But they're not God. So,
so true.
So
and concrete fails, right?
Yeah.
Concrete always will break. It's like that's all I say.
I just, I could go on and on because I am so opposed. They have drilled and have used the public lands like it's a piece of pie. Not that it is a common good to anyone, it's just to dig it up, tear it up, suck it up, rape it, throw it away, and get the most money as quick as you can out of it, because that's all that's important to them. They don't give a damn whether the future of the kids, there's going to be future people have to raise food, or whatever. That makes no sense to think that way, because it's a slow way to make money. The way to make money is to make it fast. Get in there and take everything you can get, no matter how you get it, no matter what you do to get it, or what you do to who. So I basically have a really rotten attitude towards them. But I guess it's just, it affects me in a way that I feel helpless. I don't have any political power, and I don't feel there's any politician that really gives a damn. Especially in the light of the political situation we have today. you can basically just say all you want to do, but I might as well talk to Emily's Boots and I,
And the BLM's understaffed as they've ever been right now,
yes,
too.
and that's done on purpose because they've done that to all government agencies because there's just too much government. So let's just cut them down where they can't even work. And yet, I know people who need government really bad are now thankful to get it, that cussed it before, but their staff's cut so lean they can't do things. So, you know, it's just like you say, the BLM is understaffed, so even if they had inspectors to go out, if they do all this drilling they talk about doing, they can't even keep up with one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The other issue is the bonding on this project is so small that I don't know exactly what it is right now. Is it 120,000?
Somewhere.
They
in
get a
there.
blanket. Yeah, they get a blanket bond.
That's it. So if they create a mess up there, whatever it's going to be, $120,000 like anymore is like taking a $20 bill. I mean, it's just about the same difference anymore. It doesn't do anything. It's not enough money. I think just walk away from it. If they create a mess or leave a mess, or if they destroy our water, then they just walk away from it. There is no liability.
Mm-hmm.
And that who pays the only people who are going to pay for it is us,
Yes, absolutely.
American taxpayers.
Absolutely, for the mess and the aftershock or the after result if they do something bad like that. You know, I may be talking in the worst case scenario, but then you have to think of worst case scenario.
Well, you look at Wyoming; they have 3,000 abandoned coal bed methane wells right now that
Yeah.
need to be reclaimed,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
the state's paying for it.
I was up there when I started that. I mean, one little difference in parts of Wyoming, not always, it rains more, but not all of it does that. It just looks like they took trenches every direction you could look, every direction, just cut the whole country all to pieces. Parts of Wyoming do heal, but parts of it looks like this, and I mean, you can look at the pipeline coming down the face of Grand Mesa, and this whole desert, if they do all this drilling out here, is going to look a whole lot like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess maybe people don't think the desert's very pretty, but when you scar it up, you just scar it up for many, many years.
Mm-hmm. Got fragile soils out here. You don't recover. Yeah, I know we were trying to show folks like the pictures of Garfield County versus like the pictures of what the Grand Mesa looks
Yes.
like right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, people were like, this is what it could look like. You
Yeah.
know, all these well paths.
When you see an aerial view of Garfield County, it is astounding.
It really is.
It
I've
just
seen it.
takes
It's
your
nuts.
breath away. They need to put that picture up in a great big plaque in the center of Grand Junction.
And be like,
Night after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And see that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is what this is going to look like.
108 wells in this area, right? So how many total acres would those 108 wells be on?
Well-
Like 280 or
108 wells, they're talking about several thousand.
something? Okay.
Yeah. They're talking about, actually, I don't know if they mean everything straight towards Grand Mesa and all in what they call Halls Basin towards Palisade and in some of the Cannon Creek area. Or if they're also including the Delta County area. 'Cause I haven't-
Not that yet.
It's not that, okay.
Not that yet. Yeah, they're drawing the line right at the
Okay,
county
so
line.
just be the county line, Delta County line this way to this side of Palisade.
Okay.
But mostly up above in the, actually what it is in the lower part of the aquifer of Grand Mesa.
Mm-hmm. And all of Grand Junction's drinking water comes
Yes.
from there, right?
Oh, well, most of Grand Junction water comes off the top of Grand Mesa, but what they don't understand, that below that, this is lava rock formation too, and there's springs and water and surface water everywhere around this mountain. The perimeter of that mountain, everywhere you go, clear down into the desert here. Now you go down below my place, below the creek that you just crossed down here,